Okay.
Good liquid death.
Now you're gonna
Defeats the purpose.
You're gonna
Yeah,
be,
you're
yeah,
telling
you're
on the
gonna be
purpose
singing.
of this. Jesus.
We don't want that.
It's fine.
And go.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Grappling with the Gilmans. I'm Josh.
I'm tired.
And I'm Sam.
Still?
No, I'm tired.
Really? You haven't recovered?
Wait, I'm just gonna say, hey, tired, I'm dead.
We're gonna get to that. And we are back in our undisclosed location to talk about the week in pro wrestling.
No, I know where we are. I can really say for location. We're
We
in
are
SVW.
at-
We're in SVW's basement.
We
We
are-
never left.
They locked.
just us.
Yes, they
They
locked the
locked us
doors.
in.
We're trapped. Somebody send help.
We're tracking
To
with
six-
Old Man John sitting there in
to-
the dark.
You're just being forced to podcast.
Yes,
Yes.
somehow. Yes,
We're backlogging episodes.
they haven't turned the power off. No, just keep. Do not go looking for us. We are not there.
No, dude, you'll find
I
us.
understand
You'll find us eventually.
before we get into it. Max about 30 seconds ago informed me that he has grievances he wishes to air.
My grievances are specifically with Sam.
Okay.
So, when we were in the car back from Dynasty, Sam was talking about how
No, you
and
actually. You
no,
brought this up.
no one did
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
The people, another podcast we listened to were talking about how Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole were such a bad match, and I thought it wasn't that bad.
Okay. Well, no, this was not when
I
this
know,
issue
this was
first
after,
arose, but
so-
okay.
and then-
We're gonna get to all this.
So then
Just-
Sam said that MJ talking to me about like MJF beating both of them and how then Adam Cole beat Daniel Garcia and something about how he's crippled, and then I said
He is.
that he was part of one of the best violent matches in AEW, aka the Lights Out one with Orange. That was amazing. That was before
Right.
I think that was the first Lights Out match in AEW, and it was amazing.
And this turned into a full-blown argument.
Yes,
Well, I brought the
In the
receipts.
Uber on the way home
it was
from
one
the
of the
Accor
best
Center.
violent matches.
Classic.
It was
Dude.
before all of it.
No, but it's not the best.
I
violent
never said
match.
it's the best. I said one of.
Ah,
the
I
best.
named you 22 better matches.
Well,
I
I'll
give
say
you
this:
all the blood and gutses.
the ending was memorable when they fell off that thing.
Yeah, we got the return of Danhausen. We
Oh,
got,
right.
We got one of the only.
That's true,
people
and it was the debut of
We
Danhausen.
got the only people. I think that was the only time ever that I can remember in AEW where someone blocked a low blow. We got Adam Cole being punched with a chair. Punched with a chain. You
I can
cannot
give you
tell
better
me that
ones.
wasn't the best matches.
Do you want me to bring my list? Because I can start this.
You disagree, and that's
Every
fine.
single blood and guts
And he was
match.
wrong. Rowan, what do you think?
Don't forget Anarchy in the Arena.
Anarchy, all the Anarchy and Ritas, all the blood and guts
Oh my
matches.
god.
Sammy
Wait, wait.
Guevara against Cody Rhodes.
No,
Wait.
the second Anarchy in the Arena
Wait,
was
wait.
horrible.
How about-
They were just
Nick Gage against.
No, the second Anarchy in the Arena was horrible. Penta was there, did one move, left, did a whole
Oh,
other
Ring
entrance.
of Honor or just AEW?
Just AEW.
That
Oh,
double
wait.
dog, that dog collar
double
match
dog
between
collar match.
CM Punk
Oh wait, how about
and MJF.
You're
Thunder
forgetting.
Rosa and Dr. Britt Baker.
That was
Baker.
no, but this was the first ever
Nick
lights out match
Ga-
in AEW.
Wait,
No,
you're
and
forgetting
first
about.
isn't always best. Like the first Royal Rumble was like
You're forgetting about what
6
might have.
people.
You're forgetting about.
Whoa,
what,
whoa,
No,
whoa,
the
whoa.
original.
No,
First
the original.
Royal Rumble is a classic.
No,
What do you
no.
mean? Hacksaw?
Yeah, no.
I'm talking about
He
the,
got the dub.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
just
you're
kidding.
forgetting about what the most recent Lights Out match they did. It was maybe the most violent wrestling match I've ever seen.
Which one was that?
Hangman and Swerve in the cage.
yes.
That was in lights out match. That
I
was the
believe.
cage
No,
match.
it was.
Cage-
It
that
was.
Lights Out
No,
cage.
but
It was.
that
all
was
the,
the first ever lights out match in AEW, and it
the
was
Liv-
so
the Big
good.
Lebowski.
Again,
It was something brand new to AEW. It was so good.
hey,
It wasn't
have
that.
you sufficiently aired your grievance?
I think so.
But it
Okay,
not though.
Sam.
Yeah.
It's wrong. It's
That's his opinion.
when there's 22 better matches.
It's just his opinion.
It's not the best. It's
Yeah.
like saying, that Royal Rumble, The Rock came out and when he wasn't even part of it to help Roman, which should have been
No.
a disqualification.
Another classic.
Was the best Royal Rumble.
well,
I've heard
that's an
people say that
opinion.
it's the best.
What, the one that they had here that the people totally
Yeah, the
crapped
people
over?
turned on him.
Yeah, totally turned on it.
I've never heard anyone say that.
Do you have any other? Do you have anything you'd like to bring up before we get into it?
Max is wrong. Oh, and new liquid death flavor today.
Oh,
I've been
there's
on a series
Yes, they did.
of I got the new orange flavor, then
Dr.
I did
Death.
Dr. Death, and this is root beer wrath.
Do you think the Dr. Death flavor was named after Steve Williams.
I do
don't
not.
know.
Although he would
But
deserve
no,
it.
but it tastes like
True.
a Tootsie Pop. Shout out, John.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tootsie Pop. If you want to give us some money, you can help us out.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
John doesn't have any teeth.
popcorn.
There's a man
Wait,
with no teeth,
yes.
and that's basically all he
Yes.
eats.
If the
It's
Tootsie,
that
if the
popcorn.
Tootsie Pop people are looking for somebody to do an endorsement, we've got the guy for you.
It's that and popcorn.
That man
And-
loves the Tootsie Pop.
He's like,
Orville Redenbacher.
yeah, it's like my Hungry Man meal.
I'm a hungry man.
It's like,
Okay.
you ever had one of them Hungry Man dinners? I'm like, yeah, like a million times.
Really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
another
they're
thing.
good.
That's his other thing. Hungry Man dinners
And
the
Rudy
buffet.
Rudy
He
buffet.
likes
Tootie
much
buffet.
like Max and his that match. He likes what he likes. Okay, let's get into it.
That's weird.
Go crazy.
First topic. It's what everybody has been talking about since Friday. So I feel like why should we be any different?
Yeah.
So on Friday Night SmackDown,
Oh no.
there was that segment with Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair
Well,
that,
was
by all accounts, went, as they say, off the rails.
She went into business for herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
She said, that's not going to work for me, brother.
Yeah. Well, but here's
That's
the
gonna
thing.
work for me,
Well,
brother.
Here's the
Work
thing.
for me, dude.
Look, I don't know what's going on with Charlotte Flair. Obviously,
Neither.
you know, she went on that Sherry Shepherd show and
Who's Sherry Shepherd?
She's
she
not
has a
doing
talk show and was very forthcoming about what's going on in her personal life. But here's what I don't get.
Fascinating.
So, well, first of all, as I've watched their interactions, you know, on because I just watched this on YouTube, they both come off as heels. So, but nonetheless, in that world, Charlotte is the heel, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
From
I mean,
what we saw at
when we were at,
SmackDown.
when we were at SmackDown, these people, for whatever reason, seem to have taken to Tiffany,
Well, because she's a young
even though she comes across to me as very heelish.
who-
So clearly, in this scenario, Charlotte is the heel. But that crowd in Chicago hated Charlotte Flair. Absolutely hated her. But what I don't understand is, like, she's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
She's the heel in this scenario, correct?
Obviously, yes.
She was obviously thrown by the fact that these people hated her so much.
Yes.
Why?
Well, no, listen.
Why?
listen.
Like,
When
this
you
is-
have well, she was gone for a very long time. Like a year, what'd you say? No, yo,
Something
she
like
was.
that.
Because she was in WrestleMania and then she left.
WrestleMania 39.
WrestleMania
It
39
was a
and then
while.
she left. So she's been gone for like a year to 2
At
years.
least, yeah,
almost 2 years. And a lot has changed, man. It's under new management.
Right.
She's pushing new stars are being pushed.
Right, but that doesn't.
And she just got left behind.
but that no.
And now you have this big
But
star
no.
in Tiffany.
She
who's
got a-
young and talented, and
But no.
middle-aged men appreciate her for some odd reason.
She got it. But no.
Rowan
She's
gets
the
it.
heel. She got a huge heel reaction. This is what you want.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, be a
But-
professional. So she gets so flustered
Yeah.
that she then throws it to Tiffany to say, all right, Tiffany, I'll give you the last word or something like that. So that opens the door to Tiffany to basically, as you said, Roman, go into business for herself, and she went where she went.
Well,
And
listen,
it happened.
Let me
That's
say this.
wavy.
I'm
When
not
you're
blaming
wait,
Tiffany.
Listen, when you're married 3 times and then divorced 3 times
Before the age of 40.
before the age of 40, there seems to be a common denominator here. And I have a C in math, but that math doesn't seem right with me, guys.
True. It's true. It's like Steiner math.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
common
you-
math.
yeah.
When you're divorced, when you were married 3 times, divorced 3 times under the age of 40,
Yeah,
what does that make you?
I'd say that
I can't
that
say what I want to
anybo-
say, but you know what I'm
anybody-
talking about.
I would say
You know what I'm talking
anybody that finds themselves in that situation, I believe that there's a need for some intense self-reflection.
Ooh, that's not good.
But
And
still,
also-
hey,
also-
I don't blame Tiffany. She went there. Charlotte opened the door for her, and she walked through
I
it.
bet Paulie liked
It
that.
is what it
He's
is.
like, let's blur the ties between
but
reality
apparent-
and
and
fiction.
then
They definitely
look,
are. I
Yeah.
mean,
this
That's
is
what
going
they
to
do.
be.
That's like his thing now, is doing that.
This is going to be
100%.
very interesting.
No,
I'm
no, no,
excited.
Also,
Uh,
also, I want to talk about something else.
Well, wait,
Is it
I'm
true?
not done talking about Charlotte and Tiffany.
No, yeah. Is it true that she was following in her footsteps of her father drinking in a basement at the age of 25?
Well,
Well,
that
Seems real. I don't know.
I mean,
she's
again.
talking the footsteps of her father, clearly.
Well,
with the
Well,
three
at
divorce-
25, I mean, you know, at
Well, she's
25,
What's the difference? She's 25 years old.
I will
Well, she was
say,
drinking the world. Well, Tiffany's 25 and she was the world champion.
Well, that was the point she made. Yes.
and Ric Flair probably was 25.
oh, Ric Flair
He was probably 18 and he was the world
No,
champion.
he was probably
or something.
like. No, I thought he was when he had his first drink.
Oh, he was like 12.
Oh, he was
Yeah,
like 12.
God,
Yeah,
God only knows.
Man likes to party.
Surely does.
Her-
The allegations of the pizza place.
Yeah,
But-
hey, listen.
The-
I think it's wrong. It's wrong.
You have to talk
It's
to the
wrong.
microphone.
Oh my
That
God,
man
Sam.
looked- Ric Flair looked completely lucid in that video. I mean, he looked
are
like.
we back to the pizza place?
No, he looked like. Yeah, he looked great. He looked.
We're
He looked like
we're
he was
getting
all
off
there.
the rails.
100%.
Yeah.
He looked 100% non-intoxicated.
Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
100%.
According to Meltzer, let's get back to Charlotte and Tiffany. There's some issues there
Oh no, you don't say.
with these two. That match is going to be really interesting.
Oh, they're gonna try and kill each other.
Like
It's going to go into business.
that could go bad
Tiffy's gonna
really
take
easily.
Tiffy's gonna take business in herself again.
So, you know, that's going to be sort of interesting to watch.
Yeah.
My other WWE point of the week, and it's one I sort of made before, but it happened again, and it's, you know, maybe I'm, you all right there? Maybe I'm old school, but, you know, so be it. Once again this week, because it happened multiple times with Cody and Cena, and now this week it happened with Jey Uso and Gunther. Last week, as we talked about, they did a very serious angle where Gunther zip-tied Jey Uso to the rope, bottom rope, while he beat his twin brother
to death,
half to death.
But that wasn't
and
good.
then bathed in his blood.
And this week, Jey Uso comes out to the ring where Gunther is to talk.
Just talk it out, guys.
No. No. Go out there. I don't care if you have a chair, a baseball bat, or whatever you need. You go out there and you beat that man's ass. No.
No.
Let's cut promos.
No.
It was the same thing with Cena and Cody until he finally crossroads them.
No. If you're Jey Uso, you want to jump that man? You
No,
want to
after
jump
what
him?
he did,
Do you want to
after-
jump that man?
after
when
what
he's
he
fresh?
did-
You want to jump him?
After what
When
he
he's
did to
fresh?
his brother, you go out there with anything short of a knife or a gun. And you go out
And
there and
even
try
that-
and beat that man.
Put Brian
Brian
Pillman
Pillman.
Jr. come out.
Brian
You're not-
Pillman.
You're not doing a Brian Pillman, but
Yeah.
you go out there and you're looking to beat that man's ass.
You
no,
want to
let's
jump
talk.
him?
I don't
You want
get
to
it.
jump him?
Like
He's scary.
to coin a
That's
phrase,
a giant Austrian
to coin a
man that
phrase,
can kill you.
Would Steve Austin do that?
Yes, he'd probably say.
No, he would not.
He's probably
Steve
say
Austin
what?
is a very different man from Jey Uso.
Would Dusty Rhodes do that?
Yes.
No, he would
Once
not.
again, two
No.
very different people.
Well, Dusty's the American.
Go-
you talk
there-
about America a lot, and then,
He
like,
would
you know, like,
he would
you
cut
feel
the
me?
promo
You feel me?
first with Shivani or David Crockett. Then he'd go to the ring looking to fight somebody. I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
You're gonna jump
He
that
did-
man.
Now look, the promo was fine.
That man
I
would
don't.
kill
It's
you.
not the. It's not the promo. Oh, here he goes again. Please don't do that. Please put that down before you hurt yourself. Okay, are we done? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm good.
So I just
I'm fine.
I don't get it. But
I'm
I'm not
totally
going to get to
mentally
pick
up
on
there,
John Cena or
mentally.
Cody Rhodes this week because they were not on the show.
Oh,
No, no,
whoa.
Actually, I would not one more WWE point.
Go ahead.
That Raw with Braun Breaker.
Oh, I also have
Oh.
I also have a
And
WWE
like,
point.
wait, I'm gonna do a demonstration
Yeah.
here.
Oh no. Oh wait.
No,
You're going to use visual aids?
Yeah, I'm using visual
Sam,
aids.
that would be Braun Breaker.
Okay.
This is gonna be Carlito.
Oh no, this will
I
be
need a
Braun.
bigger. No, I'm gonna do. Wait, no. This is no. Give me a bigger one. Give me a bigger one.
It's just,
They're all the same size, I think.
No, this bigger one.
This is great radio.
This is a great.
Oh
video.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great
I'm
video.
sorry to those of you on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Dude, okay, Jesus Christ.
Sam, give it to me.
You
let
can
me-
tell how much we
No,
prepare for this,
Give it
everybody.
to me. No, give it to me.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
So
that's Carlito.
I'll do the descriptive words. So Carlito was at like that was a pretty long way from like where the wrestlers come out
The top of
To-
the ring
yeah,
to
he-
the
top.
bottom.
to the bottom to the ring.
Hold it.
Carlito was at the ring.
Do you want me to hold
Hold
this?
it, yeah, hold it.
Okay.
Carlito was at the ring, and then Braun Breaker comes out. He runs at top speed, as fast as he can, jumps in the air, head first, and just straight up kills Carlito.
And I'll give a demonstration.
Yeah.
That was probably the
Perfect.
best.
I'm
spear
glad
I
that
ever
we did all that for
He
that.
just for that.
Definitely.
That's the
He
best
ran-
spear I ever saw.
He
actually.
ran down that ramp.
head first.
He launched himself into the air,
Yeah, guys.
and yeah. I still
For sure.
personally prefer the I Show Speed one
Nah, you're tweaking.
because the impact
Nah, you tweaking.
the impact of that large man running over that smaller man like a truck.
Yeah.
But
No,
that
was
was
the same thing.
that was
head
last
first.
night on Carlito. That was a close
Nah,
second.
you tripping.
He speared that man half to death.
nah.
He launched himself into the air full speed. Oh, yeah, that was great.
Okay, I have something to say now.
Go ahead.
Sam told me that the official WrestleMania song is gonna be Fiend.
Is that
It
right?
is.
Yeah.
I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they got the in with Travis now.
Yeah, they got that
Yeah,
in with
the
Travis
Rock
Scott.
and Jacques connection.
What?
No, what?
The guy's name, Travis Scott's real name is Jacques Bermond Webster.
That's
So
a
on our
crazy
podcast,
name.
on our
Say it for me.
on our podcast, we coined his Rock, the Rock and him as the Rock and Jacques
Oh my!
connection.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not his real name.
Travis Scott now.
So
That's,
his
why would you
his-
become a name like that?
his
I don't know. That's why
His-
everybody does that.
his
You think
enter-
Lil Wayne is his real name?
his
Yes.
entertainment name
Yes.
is Travis Scott.
I don't know.
You know, you learn something
But
every
yeah.
day, folks.
Wait, so
no,
I had
his
no
real
idea.
name isn't Lil Uzi?
Right.
No.
Generally, that's
not his real name?
Generally, when you don an
What about
entertainment
Little
name
Bodega? Is that
in
I
the
feel
hip
like
hop
that would
world,
be-
it is
Ooh,
most like.
I feel like a
What about-
rapper name would be Little Bodega.
What about Lil
I feel like
Yachty?
that would be
No, that's not
ooh.
his real name.
Feel
None of
nuts.
them is none of them are real names.
What about Drake? Is that
Right.
a real name?
I
No.
believe Drake's name is not Drake.
His name's Aubrey Graham.
Oh, that's right.
Aubrey.
Oh yeah, it is Aubrey.
Yeah, he was
wait.
an actor.
His
Here,
first name
wait.
Aubrey?
Yeah, he
Wait,
was
I'm
on.
gonna ask another question.
Gee-
Is
oh,
Kendrick
God.
Lamar's real name Kendrick Lamar?
Yes.
I believe so. He may have Kendrick, maybe like his middle name.
Okay.
I can't remember his.
Lamar's not the last name, bro.
Okay. I had no idea.
It's Kendrick Lamar and what's his name? The quarterback.
Which quarterback?
The quarterback for the Ravens, whatever his name is.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
Lamar
are
Jackson?
they related?
No, they have Lamar Jackson
No.
is his first name.
No.
Same thing.
Okay.
No.
Any
It's like a weird turn.
before
Okay.
we get to the main,
How rappers and
before we get to the
Connection.
main event of the show, any
Yeah.
other topics that you two wish to cover? Because that's it for me. Before we get to it, really get to it.
Let me think.
No.
No.
Well, yeah.
Probably
Okay.
not.
Do I have anything I want to plug? Do I have anything?
No, that will wait till the end.
I want to plug myself.
Obviously,
Okay.
the main topic of the show is Dynasty.
Oh yeah,
We
we were
were.
in
Who
person.
was there? We were there.
We were there.
Roman-
Now, here's a funny story for
A lot of
everybody.
people were there.
Roman-
We were
John.
we got to the Leocora Center. You have to go through the metal detectors first. And
They
after
made
you
me
go
take off my
after
belt.
you
I
go
was
through the metal
angry.
detectors,
Made
there's like
John
a little,
take off his
there's a little
belt and took off.
concourse
He was like,
where
"What?"
but there's like a concourse that for you actually show them your tickets and go into the arena. So we go through the metal detectors, we walk in, and the first thing we see is Roman
And-
and Gunky
And
And John.
and Old Man John filming some stuff for
Gunky on the street.
Instagram. So Roman can also give his first
And then
person
Al
account
and Heck were
of
there.
the show.
Yeah,
We saw Jimmy Lloyd.
We saw
Shout
Roman
out.
Dippin' Dot stand.
Well, we'll get to that.
Oh,
So,
he loves his Dippin' Dots.
so we'll get to the
What's your favorite Dippin' Dot?
we'll get to the obvious. We'll get to that when we're doing a
I like cotton candy.
We'll,
Oh,
we'll get to
no,
the
no.
obvious negative first,
Oh,
It
Jesus.
was.
which is that
Let me say this.
with the show.
This was the DMV of wrestling shows right now.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Bubba Ray dozed off while watching some of it.
So did I.
And yeah, and Old
fell
Man John.
asleep?
So
did
did
I
Old
fall-
Man.
How do you fall asleep and I
That's when
didn't?
we were up in the top.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the cheap seats.
The show was too long. I mean,
it
was
started
four-
in one day and ended in another.
the show
mean-
was too long.
They have this problem at all of the
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I don't. Here's the thing. I get when people are like, WWE, they have a pay per view that's only 4 matches, 3 hours. Sure, because there's a lot of fanfare, and I get it. That's fine.
It's a lot of sizzle.
But AEW does not have to then, on the other hand, make
Right.
their pay per
There's
view
a hap-
10 matches, not including the 0 hour.
what I really now look, and the thing of it is,
It was a 4.5
kept
hour
it
long
moving.
show.
the thing of it is, unlike WWE,
4.5 hours. It was 6 hours, including the pre-show.
I'm counting from
unlike
the beginning, from
WWE,
the first show to the other.
they do not waste all that time in between matches. Match ends, they go right to
Yeah.
a short video, boom, they get the
Still,
next match in the
I
ring.
would've cut
So the
2
issue
matches.
isn't the pacing of the show. The pacing of the show is perfect. The issue is just there's no reason for a pro wrestling show to I mean, just the main show. I'm not even counting the pre-show.
No,
For
you
the main show to be 4 hours and 20
I
minutes.
know
long.
Tony
it's
Khan's
just,
the mark.
It's just too long.
No,
I know Tony
Sam,
Khan-
you can't say that.
I love Tony. I know Tony Khan likes his likes
Yeah.
a lot of wrestling.
He does.
But not everybody is like you, Tony.
Right. Again, at the
No,
end,
So no,
Listen,
no, but he had the audacity.
no, I think that's a pretty much an.
no, I have something else to say. He had the audacity to put a 4.5-hour wrestling show from 8 to the morning when on a Sunday when people
Yeah,
are working
it's
school.
It's true.
Jesus Christ,
Well, look,
Tony.
and you also have to
went
remember.
school that day and I thrived.
we
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
we all
yeah.
don't have big money like you.
Right.
Man.
No, the show.
Sam, I still went to
Look,
school
no,
and
no,
soccer
no,
practice that
Sunday.
day.
The
Do
no-
it on a Sunday.
Yeah, if
Saturday.
right,
Saturday.
and,
Like,
right, and if you're gonna do a show that long, it really should be on Saturday.
No,
Yeah.
they could have
It's
easily
just-
cut 2 matches.
Right.
That's-
They could have easily. I mean, we can differ on what. For me, if it was me, if you took the Briscoe Fletcher Owen Hart match and the Mercedes Julia Owen Hart match and put them on either Dynamite or Collision,
Totally
the
agree.
show would have been
or zero.
a
About-
much more desirable length.
Even some of the other ones, even like I thought both the tag match and the trios match, not that they were bad, not that they were bad matches, but I thought that they didn't have to go on. Like obviously, you want to have those belts, like those titles
Right. Yeah. I
represented.
mean, I
If they weren't for titles, they go somewhere else because
Right.
again, it's just too.
the show was too long. Now with that said, the show was awesome.
Oh, it was so
It was
good.
just too long.
So as soon as the after the match, we assumed that like about the end of the 5th match, Fletcher and Briscoe came out, and we got out there. There was like no one there,
Yeah.
and we came out, and then
Yeah.
we got in the Dippin' Dots line. A few minutes later, Dippin' Dots line
Yeah.
was
Well,
longer than
I
the
stood
chicken
in
and
that
pizza
line
line.
for 20 minutes.
Right. We'll
No,
go
listen-
crime when we. Yeah. I mean.
No. And it came so crowded. There was a line for the bathroom.
Yeah,
It did move fast, but still.
I mean, we're gonna go chronologically through it, but Max is right. De facto, the sort
Everyone
of,
left.
the intermission was the Briscoe and Fletcher match,
Everyone
which
And the
apparently,
Jericho.
yeah. I mean, you could have.
Bad.
Yeah.
Again, that's another one.
It
Like,
played
Even
out
if
like
you
a
just,
soap opera.
even if you just
Also,
if you just cut those 2 Owen Hart tournament matches
Yeah.
and put them on Dynamite or Collision, the show would have been a much
no, but
more desirable length. However, I also want to say this. I have to give a big shout out to the other 8,000 or so people that were in that arena.
it wasn't. Nope.
Because
nope,
that
wrong.
crowd was tremendous.
It was 7,552.
It was no. Meltzer announced that it was 7,900. He got the real number. It was like 7,900.
Hey, that was close. I was on the money.
wait, 7,900?
That's the number he gave.
That. What's the capacity of that? I guess it's.
I think the
small. I
capacity
guess
for
it's-
wrling is 8.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because like, how big is Wells Fargo?
Yeah, for
21,000.
basketball. For basketball,
Right on.
Lee Course holds 10.
It's 21,000.
So with the production, it cut it down to about 8.
That's crazy.
But
21.
Meltzer had the real number. It was like
Damn.
7,900.
No, but you're also including-
But that, because again, that was a long show. And for the
21,000.
most part, that crowd was hot all night. Even,
Well, some people, some
you know,
matches
so that,
were
yeah,
more hot than
that
others,
was, that
obviously.
really.
That's
But
how
again,
show
what they
works.
saw, a lot of it was fantastic. All right, let's get into it. So we
Let's
did
start
not
the
see.
I did. Well, no, I can tell you. Are we starting on the pre-show? or
Yeah,
the
we
show?
did not see the 6-man that they
I
put
don't-
on the
'cause I
pre-show.
don't really care.
But we did get there for the Max Caster Open Challenge.
Oh my God, that man was in the ring. Him in the ring talking was longer than the actual match.
By a
oh
lot.
my God.
Yeah.
Also, that was ridiculous.
It gave us plenty of time to speculate about who it was. You were still hoping for Big Boom AJ.
Oh.
Yeah.
Somebody behind us was chanting for Cheeseburger.
I heard someone
That-
say Sting.
Somebody said, I missed that.
Someone said the icon Sting.
No, it was definitely not going to be Sting. But if it was Cheeseburger, I think that would have been fine. I think that crowd would have loved Cheeseburger.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be his former partner, Anthony Bowens, repackaged as the 5-tool player.
Oh my
Also,
God.
the
He
pride
came-
of pro wrestling.
And
Which
the
is
Pride
a
of Pro
little bit on the nose
The
for
what?
Yeah.
the pride of pro wrestling.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
I think that's the point.
That's
yeah.
that's the whole point.
Also, I said a comment. I would be shocked that what's his face?
Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn would be hanging out with a
Yeah,
black gay man after
right,
what
he's
happened
still-
during the Attitude Era.
Well, that's I get
Shocked
the
that he'd
point.
be affiliated with
Yeah,
that man.
he- That's true.
I'm
I think
pretty
you
sure
just-
that in Billy's defense, I'm pretty sure those weren't his ideas, but
Right, we don't know.
That
Those
we
were
know
not-
of.
Billy was like,
again,
bet-
you want to
give me
blame
that-
some?
give me
You
that
want to blame
paint.
some? You want to blame somebody for those
Yeah.
for that?
Vincent-
You start with Vince and Vince.
Vincent,
yeah, I
the
was
double
gonna say
man.
the guy who's
But
like
he's-
being indicted. Yeah,
right,
that makes sense.
right,
Yeah,
and,
that's
and,
not
and his and Mr. Russo, who was responsible for a lot of that tastelessness. But yeah, he came out with Billy, repackaged, and he. So if
But what are
anybody
these
was, if
five
anybody
tools that
was
he keeps
thinking that
talking
there was going to
about?
be some sort of extended feud between the former members of the Acclaim, wrong.
What I don't know what these 5 tools are that he.
That was it's a baseball expression.
Yeah,
That was if the burial of Max Caster continues.
very
Bowens
quickly.
beat him quickly with the roaring elbow. The crowd was very happy to see Bowens. He got a huge reaction. So, it'll be interesting to see where they go with him.
Yes.
Now that he's back as a repackaged as a single, and assuming he's still going to be with Billy. Okay, main show starts. As I
saw this match.
I
give you the
I
play-by-play.
figured they were going to do this. So they open the show. I would not have taken off this Owen Hart match.
Will you miss half
Will
of
Ospreay
It's great.
against Kevin
it?
Knight.
You missed half of it. I can give you the play-by-play for this.
My God, this match was fantastic. Oh my
You
God,
missed half of it.
we basically missed the introduction.
Because we
came-
were getting you food.
we were getting you Chicken to Pete's. Shout out to
I
Chicken
w-
to Pete's.
Oh yeah, shout out to
I
you.
will say too, the way that obviously they open the show, there's all this pyro, and then like everything is like black, and everyone's like, well, "Who's gonna?" And then it's Will Ospreay's music. Everyone went crazy.
Oh yeah,
No.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
was-
gosh,
No, it was-
that pyro scared me every single time.
Yeah, they were-
Every single time it went off, I jumped.
Yeah,
It
me
was
too.
they were.
horrifying.
I was
they,
like-
they were moving 1,000 miles
No,
an
I
hour.
sat down during that show.
They were
I
mo-
sat down during Ospreay's show.
Yeah, they were moving 1,000 miles an hour.
That man does nothing for me in wrestling.
So some stuff got a little wonky there early
Wow,
on, but my
he's-
God,
he's the
Kevin.
wait, no, he's the AEW equivalent of Nia Jax. He's reckless.
Oh,
man.
stop.
With that time driver is an injury maker. Look what happened.
Well,
to
yeah, but
MJF.
he rarely does it.
He's the reason
he
of MJ.
rarely
That's
does
the reason
it.
MJ is not affiliated with
He rarely
the
does
Hurt
it.
Syndicate.
He-
It's not that he got injured.
The-
He got injured by
I mean,
Will
Ke-
Ospreay.
Kevin Knight's a great prospect. This was fantastic. It was the perfect opening match. I saw,
I like this Kevin Knight.
I saw
He's good.
somebody say they thought it was the best opening match of any AEW show in their history. I mean, this
Golly.
was great.
Oh, can I
Os-
predict?
I can't
Ospreay,
remember any others.
Ospreay beat him with the hidden blade. This is exactly what it should have been. The people ate it up. This was a huge
I have
win.
also something to say. If we're talking about who do you think the wild card is going to be?
That's what I was gonna say.
I have
yeah,
two
that's a
names
good
that it could
question.
be.
I don't know.
I think it could be Darby Allin or Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander's, but then, well, wait, who?
No, but
who
I
is-
think Josh Alexander
But wait.
would make it to the semifinals.
But wait, who's the wild card wrestling? Aren't they wrestling Hangman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you're bringing.
but if you're
Well-
bringing in Josh Alexander, you gotta have him be.
No, they wouldn't do that. I think it's
They
gonna be like
would.
Jeff
Well,
Jarrett.
here's the thing.
Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
No,
Jeff
Jeff
gonna get
look,
to the ring in a walker.
Looking at the bracket. I don't want to digress too far here, but I thought you're looking at a final of Ospreay and Hangman, but I could be totally wrong. I mean, they could if they wanted to make a star in Josh Alexander. You could have him come in
Alexander.
and beat Hangman.
Also, fun fact. Apparently, Gunky told me this. I don't know how true it is, but apparently Kevin Knight was like approached by WWE to sign there, and he was like, "Nah, just signed with AEW."
Really?
Allegedly, that's what.
When was this?
Well, this
Huh.
is Gunky, so let's take this with a grain of salt here.
It's true.
It
All right.
is Gunky.
Next, tough act to follow here. So they brought out the Hurt Syndicate
The people can't
against
say
Big
we
Bill,
heard.
Big Bill Brian Cage.
people.
We heard-
If
People,
if the Hurt Syndicate are supposed to be heels,
it's not working.
nobody
Not
told this
working.
crowd
No.
Not working.
because there was a lot of we hurt people.
Well, I think they just don't like the opponents.
The match.
So they got to root for somebody.
The
and they
match
root
wasn't
for
much.
No, it wasn't.
Did Sheldon get injured? Because when what's his face? Brian Keith grabbed his ankle. He did not do much then the rest of that match. it looked
Yeah,
like.
Oh my god, I totally even forgot about this match.
Yeah, it was a long
MJF
show.
interference,
Yeah,
we got to see
I
it,
haven't
you know.
heard anything, but
Yeah, his
I didn't
ankle
pick
didn't
up on
look
it
good.
live, but apparently it looked like Shelton might have done something to his ankle.
And wait. Could this be a work that Shelton's gonna need a replacement,
talking to the microphone.
and it could be MJF?
That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure.
I mean, that's possible. I mean, it all led to the end, which is Friedman popping up in the crowd, hitting Big Bill with the ring, and
I don't think
obviously
they're
the
gonna
Hurt
apologize
Business
after
retained.
that.
Again, this
Yeah,
this
it's like, he
this
was
not
backstage.
this was not
What's
much.
What?
Yeah, Sean was backstage with Nana.
Yeah, he was on. It was on. You didn't see that? Yeah, Sean was backstage and he did the dance with Nana. It was on Instagram.
Can I tell them who else was backstage?
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, Bryan Danielson was also backstage.
Yes, Meltzer reported Bryan Danielson was backstage.
He
Apparently he is helping Tony with creative
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, good Lord.
because
Hallelujah.
because they're apparently their philosophies on wrestling are not
Oh,
that different.
no.
Door's mine.
Plus his
Okay, guys,
plus his, this
I
is
have
his
something to say.
his old stomping grounds.
Wait,
Right.
Wait.
So run that Ring of Honor.
Who
Up the road.
who gets the when does the whoever wins the
Owen Hart.
yeah.
They get Moxley at All In.
Yeah,
At All In?
at all in.
It's gonna be Darby.
I think he's gonna be Kingston. We haven't heard an update from him in a long
No,
time.
I don't think he's ready.
No.
What?
We haven't heard an update from him in a while.
It's
It's been
Look, I'd be
It's been a
thrilled.
good amount of time, and I think
yeah. I'd be thrilled, but I don't think
I
it's
mean,
Kingston.
It's,
I think Ospreay.
It's
Oh wait, to win the thing?
no. I think
Or
he's
is it
gonna
wild
be
card?
the wild card.
I was the wild
Yeah.
card. Never
I
mind.
think he's gonna be the wild card, but I do think he beats Hangman.
Look, do we know is that match happening this week? Do we know? I don't even know if they've announced anything about it. All right, match 3, also in the
What was
Owens.
this? Okay.
Julie Hart against Mercedes
I
Moné.
don't really care about this.
The people did
More.
actually this was not bad. I
like
mean,
Julia.
again, this is a match that could have easily
I bet
been
you
cut
and
from
John
the
were doing
show.
that, or did he fall asleep by then?
But they went out and had a good match.
like-
There was
yeah,
that
like
one
we do in-
spot early where Mercedes went for something on the ropes and slipped, and the people let her know. But she did her dance and kept going, and that made the people even angrier. The people were more into Julia Hart than I would have expected. Like, even though I think everybody knew she was not beating Mercedes, like, the people were really into her. It got really good, especially at the end. They were, like, exchanging their 2 submission moves and trying to turn it into pin combinations until Mercedes, I think, cradled her and pinned her. This was not bad. I mean, again, they could have easily put this on Dynamite or Collision, but this was not a bad match.
These matches on the boom scale?
No.
Talking to the
I
Are
was
we gonna rank
very
these matches
distracted
on the
by
boom
this
scale?
because I was too busy eating cheese fries,
Next,
Thank you
for
that.
the AEW Trios titles,
so I didn't really watch it.
the Death Riders against
Oh,
FTR
oh
and
my
Adam
God.
Copeland.
Everyone hated Wheeler Yuta. Oh my
Those people hated Wheeler Yuta
Except for one.
with the
exception.
heat of 1,000 suns.
Which is crazy because he's, a local icon.
I
No.
think that's probably why, because they
I
were
s-
embarrassed of him.
I said
But
that he's
this man,
Pretty sure he lives in
oh
Miami.
my God!
Yeah, Ricky O'Shea lives in.
No,
No, I gotta say something.
Other than Moxley,
No, also
he may have had the
except for
most
these
heat of
two-
anybody on the show.
except for These 2 people who didn't look like they stumbled in that place, who didn't know what the hell they were doing, and they were just cheering for
I
whoever.
mean, we'll jump.
Who, you mean John, who I literally went, can you name me one AEW wrestler? And he went,
No.
He went, Motley.
No,
Motley.
these were young people.
Marion Motley.
These
He
were
went,
young,
Motley. You
they
know
were-
Motley.
These were young
Motley.
people who didn't look like they were part of that crowd.
Yeah.
I said-
And then
I-
Heck, at one point we were sitting there and it was the Jericho match and Heck turned to me and goes, yeah, you think John's having a good time? I was like, John doesn't even know who's in the ring right now. And I was like, who is that? He was like, that's Jericho.
Oh yeah, I was
like,
gonna say, he had to recognize Jericho.
I'm surprised.
No, wait, I told my father that Willie Yuta's a disgrace to Philly along with Paul George and beats knees in the entire Flyers team.
Yeah, he did say that.
Except for that young Russian kid.
Yeah, I'm gonna excuse Mitchkov.
Mitchkov.
And when at the end when Yuta got the pin with the flying knee, those people.
Oh my God, those people were not
people were mad.
Except the 2 people.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as everybody was expecting, you got the post-match attack by FTR.
I knew it.
It was quite funny how how Cash took the neck
Yeah, he
brace
took
Oh,
the
yeah,
neck brace.
that was
yeah,
hilarious.
that was
got
funny.
the stretcher,
Mm.
and Dax started giving him CPR.
I would, yeah.
That's pretty good.
I would have to think like between the pile driver on a chair and 2 concertos.
And the Shatter Machine.
On the Shatter Machine, I would have to think we're not seeing Copeland for a while.
Yeah.
I mean,
I will say,
Evil Copeland?
another best part of this match, I think, when he came out and everyone sung the song.
oh yeah,
for
the,
like,
the
I think
the
that's like
people
the-
did the thing where they
I think
sang the
that's
song
just the
with
thing
him.
now.
Oh yeah, the people love
like
him.
there's like
definitely
now,
the thing, but it kept going.
yeah,
I
they
was
did
like,
the whole
yeah.
thing.
there's
No,
like there's like 2 people now who's like now the people are starting singing their songs and it's Randy Orton and Edge.
True.
It's like
Yeah.
they
His
started,
name's
like,
Cope.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sam Cope.
God.
yeah,
I
do it all the I do it all the
Edge.
time.
He was
Next,
known for Edge for over like 20 years, so I'm gonna call him Edge.
I still do it.
No,
I don't. The one thing I don't call him is Cope.
I still like Cash Wheeler. I don't like Dax, but I still like Cash Wheeler. Cash Wheeler's so
Which
much
one's the
better.
bald one?
Dax.
Dax.
He looks like he would call a bathing suit a swimming costume.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Next.
He looks like Mr. Clean.
Yeah,
with a
there is
mustache.
that with a mustache.
Yeah.
For the AEW Women's World Title,
Oh God.
Toni Storm and Megan Bayne. These people love them some Toni Storm.
Yeah, there
I
was
mean,
a pre-video.
she is over like $1 million. I mean,
Yeah, she really
she's a
is.
star. And look,
She's
I
carrying
include.
AEW
I'm
right
not
now.
excluding myself. Like I gave her a standing ovation.
She
She's
is carrying.
she's
No, she
tremendous.
is carrying AEW right now.
She's
She
tremendous.
is the best thing AEW has
So
got for
they
them
did
right now.
they did a different thing where they before the match they showed a training video.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then she and Luther came out as though they were going to have a boxing match, with Luther dressed up like as a corner man.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
This to me, actually, I guess my expectations were low because I don't know how good Megan Bayne really is. This to me over delivered. This was great.
Yeah,
No.
she's so good.
She's really
I
good.
think
But
she's
this was
so
great.
And
It
it went exactly how I predicted
Yeah.
that it
Yeah,
would go.
this
No,
was
but it made
exactly
Tony
what it should
look
have been.
weak.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I knew that's what they're going to do.
This was exactly what it should have been.
But that's what you not
in
want
the
your
best
World
way.
Champion to look like.
Yeah,
It's
but
weak.
you want,
They
you
want Bayne to be
exactly,
strong.
You want a formidable
No, but
opponent.
When you take.
But why don't we say what we're
five,
talking about?
Six,
No, it was.
no, it was six.
Was it that? Well, whatever.
7. What
It
you're
was.
Oh, my bad.
There was the sequence at
No,
the
not
end.
having my phone, so like.
It was a sequence at the end. Well, let's give some context. Where
I'm counting my
Tony-
six.
Tony gave her the
Six.
hip attack, or as Matt Menards would say, the flying ass, and she immediately looked to the crowd
Then did it
as
again.
if the crowd encouraged her to do it again, which she did, and it became. Then the one more time chance. She gave that woman. I had it as
Six.
4.
I counted
It may be-
6.
but she gave her multiple hip attacks. Into Storm Zero, I'm like,
no,
all right,
2 Storm Zeros.
was it?
It was,
Was it 2?
It was 2 Storm Zeros.
I'm not sure about. Well, she gave her at least 1, but regardless, I'm like, all right, that's it. This woman's done. No, kicked out at 1, like a gas went over the crowd. But also keep in mind how she beat Mariah. Small package
Which time? Oh, well, that
for
was
the
like
title.
A weird,
That is part of her
Well, I think that was
repertoire.
just
Is
for her to
beating.
say that line.
No, that is part of her way of her repertoire of finishing matches with the small package. So
Well, I
that's
think
how
that was
she.
just
That
for-
is how she won.
I think
Yeah.
that was just for her to say what she did the night before about I can't say what she did say at the promo.
No,
Also-
you are absolutely
at
not
the
going to
media
say
scrum,
what she
can I say
did.
what she said at the media scrum?
No,
There once was a man
absolutely
from
stop.
Nantucket-
She did say the whole thing, including words that will never be heard on this show.
That was the most
at the
inappropriate
medium
thing I've
at the
heard in-
media scrum.
And then
She's lost her mind, everybody.
what's the boy's
but
name?
This is why she's become a star.
What's the boy's name?
Muscle Man Malcolm.
Muscle Man Malcolm scared her away with what her Waffle House order is. He was looking for a
Yeah,
controversy.
Yeah,
That
she-
is controversial.
But this was great. Toni Storm,
And
she's amazing.
Was that Tony's? Was
the
that
people
other
the
Tony-
people adore her, and they should.
Wait, was that other Tony's plan, or did she just come up with that on the spot? That's the question here.
What?
What?
The dirty limerick during the media scrum?
Because when she
How
said
did I
it,
know
Tony
that this was going to
Khan,
be all he wanted to talk
started
about?
drinking, and he was like,
I should have just gone to this right away and gotten it
No.
out of the way because he was
No,
just
I'm
going to
done
want to
now.
spend the whole show talking
I'm
about
done
Tony
now.
Storm reciting a dirty limerick at the media scrum.
no, that was more than dirty. That was just
Yeah, it was dirty.
wrong.
Okay.
Just
Ready to
wrong.
move on?
Yeah.
Next.
It was so
As we
wrong.
said before,
It was wrong.
then they brought out Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe.
Oh,
But what
God.
did we
Nobody.
do?
Get
no-
to the nuts.
Yes, we went to this. It was everybody's intermission. So we went to get these children the Dippin' Dots. And who did we see already in line?
Roman.
That man Roman right there. So we were
Yeah,
not
you
the only
went
one with
there
this
early.
idea. So he missed that entire match.
Yeah, me too.
Apparently it was good. I mean, that doesn't surprise me.
I don't care.
They had a match on Collision, those two. That was fantastic. So
this was the fourth match they had. And I'm
So
saying
Brit-
this.
Fletcher-
Who gives a damn?
Fletcher
But
about
them
these
Dippin' Dots
two.
were good, huh? You know what I mean?
yeah, so Fletcher, I think so. We
They
missed
were.
the match, but you got
The
your
guy who was doing it worked with a little more speed than the last time we were there.
Yeah, that's true. That guy was moving a little faster than that girl that was back there for Collision. And he was a lot busier than she was.
Yeah.
Next, Mask versus title, Jericho against Bandito.
You know who was gonna win this by
Yeah,
just
was
by
not
just the step.
This was not
No,
this was
when
not great.
Jericho
Although
lost-
wait, the highlight and one of the more amazing things in the entire show was the Bandito 1 minute vertical suplex delay.
No, but
No, that
I
was
mean,
a minute
that
and 10
is-
seconds.
That
I think.
that is
those people,
extremely difficult.
those people,
Yeah, that's
actively of course, hated Chris Jericho.
Oh yeah, they hated Jericho.
They
too.
were chanting, "Please
Yeah,
retire."
yes, they did.
When
I
he
mean,
lost.
were they wrong?
They're
No.
not wrong.
No.
When they
They're
lost
not
the
wrong.
title, na 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 na.
I mean, you have. Now, meanwhile, also, I read today. I didn't notice it. I did know-
Goodbye.
Apparently, I did notice that at one point it looked like Bandito nailed him with a kick.
Oh, we saw
and then I
Bandito
read
without
today
his
that at
mask.
some point Bandito knocked one of his teeth out.
Oh, not again. Concussion, broken leg.
So you had,
over.
you had
Back,
the wackiness at the end
knee.
with his mother and his sister and the restart
it
of the
felt
match.
like a telenovela.
And the
honest with
restart, and he hit him with the 21 plex and won the title. And I love Bandito. He's
I
fantastic.
saw
But this
Bandito without the mask. He looks interesting.
again, yeah, that's true. We saw him after the show.
I saw him use it.
Jesus
No,
Christ,
once
that man has a
you noticed
defined
him first, and then I
jawline.
was like, oh yeah.
He looked interesting. His jawline was very distinguished.
He's been mewing
Oh, God.
like Roman.
Roman, let me see your best for his face.
No.
Come on, Roman.
But if you
Give the people what they're
Yeah.
asking.
there was another, that was a third match. I think you could have also
Yeah.
cut.
Wait, which one?
Next
Oh, yeah.
for the TNT title,
Oh, I was not
Daniel
expecting
Garcia and Adam Cole. Again,
This was a match.
There was the match itself was fine, but the crowd
I
was
could
starting
care
to
for
get
none of these
tired.
wrestlers.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about it. Cole won the title. He beat him with
I
with
don't
the
like
boom.
Adam Cole.
I just can't get used to how he looks.
Who?
Like
Cole?
Adam Cole, I feel like every single match he's ever gone into,
He guy looks like a drunk.
like you look at those two guys and you're like, there's one guy who would destroy the other guy.
Yeah, they're.
And I feel
He-
like that's him.
I will-
I feel like he looks like a guy who works at GameStop. or
He
something.
has
He
gotten
has
himself
long
in better
hair.
shape compared to when he was when
For
he came
sure,
back.
for sure.
He
But
has gotten himself
he's
in
just,
better
like,
shape.
so,
He's,
like,
look, I
White.
like the guy. I think he's actually and he's an excellent wrestler.
Wait,
but
Everyone
he
loved him. Everyone kept saying
he
the
doesn't
Roman, you know?
he doesn't look much like an athlete. I do.
Well, let me
I
be
can't
honest with you.
disagree with you there.
Oh, no.
All
you're
the-
gonna get me started here, aren't you?
oh God.
What?
Go ahead. You got something more you want to say about Adam Cole?
Can I say this?
I don't know. It depends.
Let's end this out.
I mean,
I
say
understand.
it.
I would understand why Dr. Britt Baker broke up with you. Is that edited out? Or
No, I'm not gonna
Are we gonna
edit
keep
that
that
out.
in? Are we gonna keep that in?
I know. Yeah,
Did you
you
see
can.
He
him?
looks like a meth head. Jesus
Oh, my-
Christ.
True.
he
Roman,
he
thank
supports
you,
it.
Roman.
I mean,
Dab
it's
me
a
up
good
with that
point.
one.
He
No,
supports
dab
it.
me up with that one. Thank you.
There he goes. All right.
Yes.
I mean, not more than CM Punk, but we can get to
Yeah.
Well, for me,
Yeah, you
I
know
don't know
what
about
the-
that straight edge.
Yeah,
one, though,
exactly.
you
He
know?
looks like the type of guy that would
That
work
could
the
be a
subway.
that could be a
you
top.
know?
What?
That could wait a minute. Oh, that could be.
He
A,
does.
wait, hold on.
What did you say?
He
Wait,
looks like
no,
the
hold
type
on.
of guy that would work at Subway.
Hold on. This could. Hold on. Wait. This could be a
Sure.
topic for a whole different show. You
looks
could
like-
do a top 10 list of most unathletic-looking good wrestlers.
No, I have a better one.
Go ahead.
Most wrestlers, they look like they're a meth head. Top 10 best wrestlers, they look like
CM
they're
Punk's
a meth head.
number one.
Well, wait. Did we already give away the winner?
No.
All right,
Well,
some-
I would need to do research, something like that.
Something to think about.
It's a lot of.
Lloyd,
It
Jimmy
does. You
Lloyd's
do
on-
need to do a lot of research for.
Yeah.
No, I think there's like two standouts. I
Now,
think.
so at this point
I moved
in the
over. You told me to
evening,
move
this
over.
far into the show,
I'm tired as hell.
the crowd
I wanna
seemed
go
to
home.
be getting a little tired.
Oh,
But as
obviously.
soon as they showed that video
Oh my god.
for the triple threat match for the international title,
Bro was
that
excited.
crowd perked up right away. So again, for the national title, Kenny Omega, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Ricochet.
I like.
Now,
Speedball
we
Mike
talked
Bailey
about this a
fella.
little
Oh my
before the
God.
show. It
That
is hard to
bro's
believe.
really good at kicking.
About a year ago, we saw Speedball Mike Bailey wrestling under a tent
Against
during
Paul London.
during a rainstorm
No offense to Paul
at
London.
a
Yeah.
brewery in Germantown against Paul London, and a year later he's in that building again.
Our boy Paul
in
London.
front of 8,000 people on pay-per-view against Kenny Omega and Ricochet.
probably
So
Listen,
good on him.
I saw him wrestle at Cheeseburger's Dojo. There were about 12 people in the crowd. And,
How long ago was this?
Not much more than a year ago.
Yeah. That's a
Wait,
that man
wait.
has come a long.
His teeth are so white.
He's fantastic.
Yes,
This was
so-
unbelievable.
Well, that man has $1 million smile. What's wrong
The
with
man
that?
needs to cut his hair.
The-
It looks.
Well,
that-
that's his look.
No,
He's got a
can
mullet.
I just say-
part of
That's
the
part of his
thing.
look. He's
It's
got
a-
a mullet.
Mullet's
Can I
part of the
just-
deal.
He needs
Real
to
quick,
cut
can I
the
just say
hair.
that at the moment he came out, John turned to me and go, "Who's that supposed to be? Ricky the Dragon?"
Oh, jeez.
He needs to cut his
Speedball-
hair. Like
Ricky
a
the
small
Dragon.
mullet.
No, I need to look this up now. Does he look like?
No.
I didn't get a good look at him.
Not really. He just
No.
looks like he has the same kind of hair and
Right.
like similar build to like Ricky the
Right,
Dragon.
but not in his face.
No,
Was his gear Shrek themed? I couldn't tell.
I don't. It was like frog themed or something.
Something
But-
like that.
Bounce.
I
This-
thought it was Shrek themed. I
Thi-
didn't know.
Yeah, it did look like a frog. This match,
Oh, I
this
thought
match
it
was awesome.
Yeah.
It
At one
went.
point,
My only
Speedball
critique is that they
kicked
could.
Kenny
At like a half an hour, they could have gone a little shorter. But
Yeah.
those three are unbelievable. Ricochet came out without. He did not have Eagles gear on, but he did have green and
Come-
white.
I
Eagles
thought it was
colors.
like
No,
kind
but
of
also
Eagles
when I
colors.
saw like his
It-
coat,
it-
it had like the red, like the Kansas City red and
interesting.
yellow
Right,
and
but
white, and I was like, oh
his
boy.
tights and his boots were green and white.
Yes,
so
I was like,
he got his
what's he
message
going
across.
for here?
But this was
No,
unbelievable.
out of picture.
Unbelievable.
Wait,
You could
I
never
would've
go
pictured
through
like
all
a-
the action. Kenny retains. He beat.
No, but
he
I
pinned
would have
Ricochet.
pictured something where like he's like wearing like the Eagles costume, then he like rips off his pants, but it's like Dallas Cowboys
I
colors,
thought that.
Yeah,
or like
no,
Kansas
look,
City or something like that.
clearly, like this is real. Like he clearly really is a fan. Like,
And I don't
he-
understand how a guy from Vegas could be a fan of
Yeah,
the Eagles.
yeah.
How that happened.
I don't know how that
Vegas
happened.
is a very transient city, so people who are from
Right,
now,
and this is
now
presum-
they have a football team.
Right.
but-
This was before.
Yeah, so
presumably,
it's
he
like-
became an Eagles fan before the Raiders went there.
yeah, and the Raiders, like nobody's a Las Vegas Raiders fan. Everyone's an Oakland Raiders fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But this was fantastic. Kenny pinned Ricochet with a one-winged angel off the second rope. Unbelievable.
Oh, at one
After
point,
the match,
I'm young.
we hear the music.
God.
Out comes
The
Okada.
coin drop.
He walks to the ring. He and Kenny have the stare down before Kenny appeared to say, "You know what? I'm too tired for this. I'm leaving."
No, but then Kato stays in the ring and looks up at like the poster for All In.
Right.
He pointed to it.
Yeah, he was like,
Finally,
It's like after the Rumble.
we get to
yeah,
the
he won.
finally we get to the main event
You won a lot of money.
for the AEW World Title. John Moxley against Swerve Strickland.
Oh my God.
Am I wrong that Swerve had a custom entrance in this?
No.
This
I
sh-
don't- Did he? I don't.
Well,
I don't remember that.
Where?
Okay.
Did he?
No, but
They
no, but like I think it was because like I've never seen like a video where like it's a bunch of clips of him and a house is on fire.
Oh, I didn't notice
I
that.
didn't. Yeah.
You didn't notice this? Like,
We weren't there for this, by the way.
at first you left,
Yeah, we had to get
John.
man.
The old.
I mean, how could I
overconfident.
ever get him out while all those other people were leaving? And like, we could never get an Uber.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
but like it shot like the rocks kind of lightning, but it was like purple and greenish, and then
Okay.
it showed like a bunch of clips of the house burning down, but also like they go in each room and there's like a video of him playing as the house is burning in the background.
I don't remember.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Whose
I don't
house?
remember that.
Oh, his.
I mean
Apparently.
they
because
this was-
because that's
I
the only
mean,
house I know that burned down in wrestling.
this was great. I mean,
We got to see the ops.
he
Ops.
busted
We
Rick, he
never
busted
catch
Swerve, he
Never
busted
catch
They called out. They
He
called
busted-
Death Riders lacking. You know what I mean?
he busted Swerve open.
They called him lacking.
He
At
did-
one
he did
point,
catch,
Ricochet,
the Death
Ricochet did
Riders
this.
lacking.
It's insane swerve stomp off a ladder
Oh my
on the
God.
Moxley through a table.
No, because when
The Spanish
the bad
announce-
part
You know,
about
announce it.
Marina-
I mean,
the sat.
What
they
the bad
sat
part
on-
about AEW shows is that people are always standing up, and because I'm so short, I can't see over them. So I swear I was in. So I go in the aisle normally. I was in the aisle for like half the match because everyone was standing.
Yeah,
Trust
It
me,
was
it's
so
not
annoying.
just AEW shows.
the people
It
were
was so
yeah.
everywhere.
That's why
Yeah.
you can't sit on like the first level. Like when people, if you're not sitting in like the first two rows at ringside, if you're on that first level,
then don't
pretty
be
much.
there.
It's like
Worth
I
spending
might as
money.
well be a little bit elevated,
Yeah, do like
so I can
Yeah,
actually
our
see.
our seats were great.
No,
Yeah.
our seats were great too, but
Fortunately, like when people stood up, we were right on the aisle. We
Second
just
section.
moved him right into the
And
aisle. He could
you
see
were in the
perfectly.
200s row.
I was, and then I came down.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to sit. But
Um,
the price to pay was like you had to sit next
Wait,
to JA.
how did? Wait,
There's a
Marina
price to
obviously.
pay to mess with JA.
Marina got involved. How did she? Wait, Moxley hit her with a cutter, right? She got taken out. When the point at which when the ops came out and took out the Death Riders,
Never be lacking. They call them lacking.
like all of a sudden, the crowd really starts to buzz, and because now they're
I mean, like.
when Swerve climbed those ropes and was gonna swerve stop Moxley, that crowd, including me, I was like, they believed that this man was winning this title. Like
Again.
he was
Again.
no more outside interference. Everybody's gone.
It's
It's
gonna
like
be Darby.
oh my
Darby's
god,
gonna beat Mox.
he's gonna win this match.
No, he should have won.
And then of course the lights go out and there's the Young Bucks and
I should have known.
V-
I saw a small
BT
man.
trigger.
I saw a small man in a white suit. I should have known it was them because when the lights went out, I could kind of see the ring. It was a small man in a white suit,
this was.
and I should have known.
I'll tell you what they must have done a good job because they had that crowd.
Oh my God!
Including
no,
me.
He should have won
like-
100%.
I was like,
Get
oh,
the title
like-
off of Moxley.
like well. So
Oh
I
my
really was like,
God.
oh my God, we're going to see the title change. This man's going to win the title, and he did not.
Oh
So
my God.
people were mad, but
He
they
100% should have
I
won the
really
title.
wish he did.
they did a good. They did a great job.
I don't know. And then after the show, I don't know what the hell this
He
was
said it was
about.
Booker T,
He
huh?
said,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
actual word.
No,
F
you-
Booker T.
Yeah, you guys aren't aware of what's going on with
No,
No.
I'm
on
the
Swerve versus
internet
now.
Booker T. Oh, you got.
I'm not
to-
on the internet that
You have
much.
to tune into last week's SVW podcast.
Hell no. I got to episode
no.
50 and
Yeah,
that
I
was
had
enough
no
for me.
idea that there was any kind
Yeah,
of.
they apparently I guess like Swerve was like I can't remember. He was like Booker T is like he let Vince say the N-word to his face like back in the day, blah blah blah.
Oh.
Like and then Booker T was like I can't remember. You have to look it up. Like
Okay,
but there's
I had
beef.
no idea.
There's beef.
Um,
But you'll have to, like I said, we broke it all down on the SVW podcast.
Like,
Ain't
here's-
nobody watching that.
A lot of people.
I'm good. I don't want to watch that.
Ain't nobody watching that.
what I
That's our boy.
really, what I really liked about the show
Yeah.
is not only were there some absolutely unbelievable wrestling matches on this, but they come out of the show set up for multiple huge matches leading into I mean they still have Double or Nothing next month, but I mean that or All In. I think we could all agree based on the way it's going, it looks like at least All In is going to be main evented by Moxley against Ospreay. Agreed?
Or,
No.
the wild card could be Darby, and I'm saying Darby's going to take the title.
All indications seem to be Ospreay is main eventing that show against Moxley.
And winning the title.
Clearly,
Yeah, Ospreay needs to win that title.
clearly,
I will hate that. more than
we are
anything.
clearly we are also at All In. We are finally going to get something that many of us have waited for a long
A
time.
decade? Has it been a decade? No.
Kenny versus Okada 5. That's a big match.
Wait.
Well,
Is
Kenny's
it,
already proven himself a bit better.
Also-
The score's not tied in any of this.
Yeah, it is
wait,
Kenny
is it
2,
Kenny
It's Kenny
Okada
two.
1 with a draw.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so Kenny is the better wrestler if you're looking at the
Also-
score here.
No,
Kenny
no,
is
no.
possibly the best wrestler on the planet.
Yeah, Kenny
Nope,
made,
nope,
yeah.
nope, nope.
Although I will say, not that he didn't look great, but he looked a little old versus Speedball and Ricochet, who are
I know that-
extremely fast,
Yeah.
extremely
Well, look,
agile. He's old, and
he's
he's,
a
also
little-
a lot
he's a-
bigger than them.
Right, he's bigger. He's
bigger.
he's like
No,
40
no,
or
no,
so,
no.
and,
He's
and
came
look what
back
he's
from
been
an-
through physically.
If Tony
Totally.
Khan was
Totally.
smart, this is what he would do. He would have O'Connor beat Kenny first, and then he would have O'Connor beat Kenny, and then they would do, because I think there's too many titles. Too many.
That could be a
too
unification
many
match.
titles. They do another match because it's tied and it's O'Connor 2, Kenny 2, and 1 draw. They do one more. Kenny wins both the
Yeah,
titles.
well, I think
and then
all in could
you
be.
could have Okada go back with the Elite.
It could be.
Where's Jack Perry been? Now that the Young Bucks are back, it has
And
to
I
be.
know-
Well, I
care
guess
about
we're
Jack
going to
Perry.
see that. It could be a unification match. Also,
Yeah.
I I guess they would. This is not going to be. This wouldn't be till All In, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw. Swerve's going to need a tag team partner. No.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yes. The unlikely team, to say the least, of Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page
Shawn?
taking on the Young Bucks. I think that's a
I think it'll be the
definite
biggest
possibility.
No.
Sean's ever seen in his life.
And-
AEW
wait.
fumbled the bag.
There's
I gotta
more.
explain.
I have to think, I don't know how they're going to get there, but I have to think it's entirely possible, also at All In, that we might see, Edge is going to need, Copeland is going to need a tag team partner. Could we
Christian's
see
been-
the reunion with him and Christian
And
against
Gangrel.
FTR?
No.
And Gangrel.
I don't know how
Edge,
they're going to
Christian,
get. I don't know
Gangrel.
how they're going to get there.
I thought he was going to come out the other night.
I don't know
Yeah.
how they're
Save-
going to
for the
get
save.
there, but I would
No,
not
you
be
think
shocked.
Christian's turning babyface?
He's going to need a tag
Or
team partner,
Edge could turn heel.
and I
That's
I
not
don't- again.
that's not happening.
Well,
And
like-
because isn't he feuding with? No, because Nick Wayne's already turning
No,
babyface.
Nick Wayne did. Nick Wayne's gonna turn heel. He
Well, right now
betrayed
Nick Wayne's
Christian.
He's already heel.
Nick Wayne's going to be in Japan for a while.
That's
Oh
my
yeah,
boy,
dude.
Nick
Isn't he
And-
G1?
No,
Or
he's
No,
he's a
the
junior.
Best of Super Juniors, which is the same
Which
thing.
is basically like
and
Young
of course,
Boy G1.
at some point, we're also going to obviously get a 6-man title match between the Death Riders and the Ops. So they've got like 5
Wait.
Never
big
laughing.
matches
Do you have the
lined
Ops beating
up
the Death Riders?
heading into All In. So
No.
it's
Yeah.
good job by
You
them.
don't have the Ops beating the Death Riders?
Oh,
the
yeah.
Ops?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Never
Oh,
lacking.
100%.
Oh yeah, that
The Ops.
that
You
title's
was on
going
a team with Wheeler Yuta
Yeah,
against
that-
the Ops.
that title's going to change.
Wheeler Yuta's laughing
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah. I have to believe that. I have to believe whenever that match is happening.
Also, I
That
have
we're
one
gonna
more
see a
thing
title
to say.
change.
At the end of the Trios match on Dynasty, oh my God, I was so pissed the Outrunners didn't come out.
Oh yeah, no
The
Outrunners.
Outrunners could have
Yeah.
came out. They could have saved them, and then we could
A
have
lot
had
of big
the match.
stars not on the card. No Outrunners, no Christian, no MJF, no.
Ain't nobody cares
Well,
about
MJF was
Christian.
there. He just
Well, he
didn't
wasn't.
wrestle.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Christian.
Okada was there, didn't wrestle.
Mariah
No,
May,
Mariah
Harley Cameron.
May is probably going to leave.
Harley Cameron.
Her contract's up.
No.
Mariah Mays is?
No, she,
Oh, I didn't know
she's
that.
gonna resign because Mina Shirakawa's coming there. So.
Yeah,
they're-
yeah,
they're
that's
probably
true.
gonna do some
Mina,
tag
Mina's
team.
going to come in.
And no Hangman.
No, he was
He
there.
was
No, he
there.
was there.
He came out during the main event.
Yeah, he
Let's
was
go.
gonna buckshot Moxley.
Yeah, one
Yeah, but
point-
he didn't. I'm saying he wasn't on the
No,
card.
but he came out at the end, and
he
at
was
one
gonna
point,
buckshot
Moxley.
Moxley.
At one point, Moxley and Swerve were both in the ring, and it was like, who is he going to lay out? And then I believe at that point is when Claudio, Yuta,
yes.
and Pac came out to start beating up Hangman, and then Joe Shibata and Hook came
Okay.
out,
No,
and
'cause-
then that brawl was on, and that's
Right.
when the
No.
crowd really turned because it's like,
No.
oh my God,
The-
it's just Moxley and Swerve in the ring. We could see this
Right,
title.
The
change.
Outrunners should have came out. It was so unfair. Then they could have done the tag match between the Outrunners and FTR.
So the
Pac.
show was
Okay.
great. It
It
was too
sucked.
long, but
He looks
we
like
had a
somebody
great time.
else.
Huh?
Pac. He looks familiar. To me.
Who?
Pac. He looks like. I don't know. I feel like he wrestled somewhere else.
He
before.
did.
I know.
He did.
It's weird.
You know,
What was his name? Like,
Neville.
Neville.
Adrian Neville, which was then shortened to just Neville, because
Jesus.
that's what they do.
What
Oh,
a run for WWE this
I
couple
for-
years.
oh wait, I
205
should have said.
Live.
Oh wait,
205 Live, yeah.
I should have said this at the time. I totally forgot. The Geek of the Week is Charlotte Flair, easily,
Oh, 100%.
absolutely.
She
Without
got
doubt.
she got
cooked.
Yeah.
destroyed.
Woo.
She got.
She got. You know what? She got cooked and like
she got
when she
cooked,
tried to like come back at
flambéed,
her.
fried,
Oh, yeah.
I was
baked.
like, this is terrible.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when she was like, oh, you're so straight. I was like, oh,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is hard. And
Yeah.
then when she was like, that's why Kaiser's in my DMs,
Yeah.
and everyone was like,
Yeah.
what?
No, he
Lady,
no, and
lady.
Logan's in hers. So like,
Yeah.
if you need
So-
help with your moonsault, you
Yeah,
can
I
call.
don't. It's so.
All right.
It was bad.
All right. Anything else? Because I feel like we've gone long.
Nah, I'm gone. I'm done. See you.
Thank
See
you,
ya.
producer Roman. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We
Thank
will see
me.
you next
I
week
was here. I
with
showed
another
up.
episode of Grappling with the Gilmans. That's
Peace.
a wrap.
Peace.